Hello, everyone. I'm Travis with Inspector Rickey. I have Rickey Authement with Home Inspection Building Specialist with us here today. Home inspections are a critical part of the buying and selling process. So we're going to let him show us what it's all about. We're going to dive right in. Thanks for letting us come along.
Thanks for having me, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Let's start with the basics, Rickey. Can you explain what a home inspection is all about?
A home inspection is a thorough evaluation of basically all the components of the home to give somebody a report on the condition prior to them signing the contract to purchase.
Right. So that includes electrical, plumbing, roof.
It includes all the building disciplines within the rim of building a house. Like you said, roof, from the roof all the way down to the foundation, all your mechanicals, electrical, plumbing, all your exterior cladding, roof cover.
All right, Rickey, that makes a lot of sense. So what are some of the common things you find?
Well, on a home inspection, there's a lot of stuff that's minor. Home inspections cover so much that you got to really pay attention to the stuff that's the really important stuff. And that's where your home inspector would categorize things as major concerns and safety hazards. So it would open your eyes to those more pertinent things that need to be taken care of immediately compared to some things that could just be just a weekend project. And some of those major things are like, anything to do with any kind of trip hazards in the house,
right?
Any kind of safety issues with electrical, just anything that loose handrails, things that could cause, injury.
Got it. So how does a pre-inspection, is that worth having before you list your house?
Pre-sale inspection is becoming more popular. Back in the day, I didn't do many of them. Now we do. And I think that sellers are starting to figure out that they would get on the front end, and home inspections are better than a disclosure. They can literally get somebody to tell them what the condition of the house is. Doesn't necessarily mean they have to fix anything, but it does give them full disclosure so that once they get an offer, then they don't have the back and forth.
That makes a lot of sense. I think it also would speed up the process, closing the transaction, and also save them money in the long run, right?
Right. I mean, the whole goal about selling a house is to be able to get from the point of when you list it to the closing table and things go smooth. Not, I like to see buyers and sellers communicate after the sale because they just want to keep in touch, not because they feel like something wasn't done or something was defect that wasn't disclosed.
That's great advice. So what should a homeowner look for in the home inspection report?
I think it's very important that a homeowner look at the report to basically depict all the things that are safety or major concerns. And if they have questions for their home inspectors, they need to reach out to them and ask them a question, because a lot of times reading a home inspection is a pretty lengthy process. The reports are big, could be overwhelming for somebody who doesn't understand construction, and they should lean on the inspector past the date of the inspection just so they can get a better understanding if they don't understand it.
I've had clients in the past that read a safety hazard or a major concern and walk away from a home because they just didn't understand it or get a good explanation of what it was. Have you had that happen before?
It has. And in many cases, when people don't take the time, they got the due diligence period. And if they would just take their time and go through it, I know everything is fast tracked, but if they would just go through it and work on it, they would find that the house that they looked at, because a lot of times in the second house is worse than the first house. So if they would just take their time and understand the report better, I think that they would have a better outcome.
Right. I agree. They should reach out to the home inspector and get the explanation that they'll understand. And how can buyers and sellers prepare for the inspection?
The most important thing is making sure everything's accessible, that when we get to the inspection, there's a way for us to get in the house. If there's any vegetation on the outside of the house that's kind of overgrown, it'd be a good idea for somebody to cut that before they list the house or before they put it up for sale, so we can see all the components of the exterior.
Right.
And not only that, but for an insurance purposes now, if they got any limbs overhanging roofs and all that stuff, that plays a part. But it's just making sure that we can get into all the closets. Of course, you don't have to move all the furniture, but it's important that we can get to anything like crawl spaces, attics and closets, things like that.
This has been incredibly informative. Thank you for allowing us to be with you today and to show us what it's about, what a home inspection is really about.
Well, I'm glad I had the opportunity to shed some light on what we do as home inspectors.
Thank you. Well, if you've ever had a home inspection, leave me a comment of what they found on your home inspection. If you have any questions or need a trusted home inspector, please reach out to Rickey Authement with Home Inspection Building Specialist. And always feel free to reach out to me for any of your real estate needs. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you won't miss out on any future tips.